Welcome to another episode of Element 103, the podcast. My name is Edidiong, and with me, my sister.
What's your name is Didi?
My name is Didi. Everybody calls me Didi. I'm sorry.
So when did the name not turn to Didi?
That's the name my parents gave me on the
But then it
certificate.
don't seem like somebody is shouting at you.
Okay. So my name is Didi, according to my sister. And her name is...
Unen.
At this point, you already know that. I don't know why I decided to tell
Why
you.
didn't I tell them our names? They don't have amnesia.
They don't have amnesia. They're very smart people.
Exactly. I'm not underestimating you people.
Yes, you guys are stars.
Because you said
no be small person. Okay. So I didn't want to ask how was your week, because we're always how was your week? How was your week?
How was your week?
How was your week? Okay, let's go again. How was your week?
My week was fine.
That's all you can come up with.
Yes.
Ah, my God.
I fought for the right to say this, so I will say it.
Wow. I'm just tired. I'm happy the week has ended.
So that's all
More like
you have to
another
say.
one's already beginning. But
That's all you have to say.
that's not all I had to say. Honestly, this week has been interesting. So apparently, there's still a heat wave, but there's rain. So I don't even know how that's...
So like there's cold and there's heat. Like
There's heat,
peak
yeah.
a
Peak
struggle.
We live in the
Weather.
tropics, of Nigeria.
Anyways, I don't think we have a right to complain or even talk about this
Why?
because it's us that's spoiling the environment.
Me, I not follow. I wasn't there.
All the nylon that you're throwing away ended
Are we
up
not supposed
somewhere.
to throw away the nylon?
I don't know. We can go ahead to be people that created them in the first place, but let's focus on us ourselves that throw away the nylon.
My carbon footprint is minimal. Yes, no.
So you think?
I don't have a car.
Oh wow, creating our liquor owners.
Yes,
Is
I don't
that
have a car.
shade? Is that shade I see? Oh wow.
I don't want a private jet yet.
Private jets don't. Do I sound illiterate right
Yes,
now?
you do sound illiterate. Because
Yeah,
carbon emission, yeah.
really?
Yeah. So, okay. Anyways, we are now in a new week. And we're now in a new episode. And today, as usual, class is back in session.
So grab your pens.
Grab your pens, grab your papers.
Rulers.
I didn't even realize.
I don't know. Like you have to draw a line
Margin.
for margin.
Yes,
So
yes.
get your ruler.
But
Unless you have really straight hands or really steady hands.
What
rather.
of the books, like composition notes, they have margins already.
If you have commission, that's fine. If you don't, what of us that buy higher education? Let's use higher education. What's
Yeah, okay, you have to read the line on the full scarf. That's true.
exactly now?
Okay, so just grab your notepads, grab your iPads for the elite learners. Classes in session.
Notepad, guys. I stand you.
iPad guys, please grab your iPad. Classes in session. And today's topic is Sir Isaac Newton's laws of motion.
Yes. So if you have listened to this podcast, you know that we use science concepts to basically explain normal daily life.
Yeah.
And I'm sure somebody that hasn't been in a science class is probably wondering who is Sir Isaac Newton and why does he have laws of motion? And also wondering how does this affect me?
Yeah.
Don't worry. Stay with me now.
Somebody on the path of destruction. Stay with me.
So, okay. So, there is a guy in science who was sitting under a tree.
Yeah.
And an apple fell on him, beside him.
On.
Yeah, and he wondered, why didn't the apple float away? You could have just minded your business, is all I have to say. You could have just eaten the apple and be happy. You could have just said, I think he was angry that the apple hit his head. Maybe he was napping.
Yeah.
And then the apple woke him up and he was like, why did this apple fall down? And then he went on a whole rage and postulated laws of motion. So I'm going to state the law because in science you state the law exactly how it is. and then I'm going to give you a simplified version of it, and then tell you how that law affects you as a person.
As a person.
So the first law states that the first law is law of inertia, and it states that a body at rest will continue at rest, and a body in motion will continue at motion until an external force or a force is acted upon it.
A greater force.
A greater force, yeah, is acted upon it. So, basic or simple explanation. If this phone is resting on my lap, it will keep resting on my lap until I push it.
That's the force.
And if this phone was sliding off my lap, because I'm trying to make it slope here, guys. It's sliding off my lap. It will keep sliding off my lap until I stop it or something stops it.
Stops it, yeah.
Exactly. So that's the law of inertia. And I'm sure you've heard about this thing where people say breaking inertia, I want to break inertia, or something like that.
People say that.
Yeah, people say that.
That's such an enlightened thing to say.
Yeah, true. True.
That's cute.
So you're wondering, okay, so I've seen your moving phone and then how does that affect me? I don't know if this is good news or bad news to you. So if you continue the way that you're going right now,
You will stay the way that
you
you
will
are.
stay the way that you are.
That's it.
That's basically.
If you keep doing what you're doing right now,
If you keep doing what you're doing
you
right
will
now,
stay the way that you are.
stay the way they are. If you keep indulging,
The
let's say,
things you're indulging in.
if every day is a cheat day, I'm calling out somebody.
Yeah, we are calling out somebody.
If every day is a cheat day,
you will never get that.
you never
fitness
get the
goal.
dream body that you wanted
Never.
to do.
You will cheat yourself out of the dream body.
And if you keep spiraling from a bad happening, like maybe a bad breakup or a job loss, you will keep spiraling. You keep going down, down, down into depression unless a greater force. And sometimes the greater force might just be an external force.
Yes, it might not be.
It need not be an external force. It can be an internal force, which is you, and you just deciding
like a turning point.
Yeah.
Because it actually takes a force to turn something in the right direction.
True.
You just deciding that, you know what, I'm tired of my life.
I don't want to do this anymore.
I'm done with this. Been here, done that. Moving past it. And that's it.
You need force. So
You need the force.
when the internet people say apply pressure, they mean
They
it.
mean it.
Apply pressure.
Pressure.
Because unless you like the way your life is going now, you're having very good habits.
But then always know that you can be better.
You can be better. You can
If you have
be
a great
better.
life now, you can have a
You can
greater
a better life. You can have a better life. So
Do more.
truly, do more. Don't stay at rest.
Don't be a body at rest.
Don't be a body at rest.
And don't be a body in motion on the wrong end.
On the wrong
of the
path.
spectrum, yeah.
True.
Be a body on the correct path
And
in motion.
And know that at any point when you find that you are on the wrong path, know that you have it within you
To be the
change.
driving force to change.
Yes.
Yeah.
If there's nothing else you take into this week, just know that
Yes.
you can, at one point, you can up and change your life.
Be the force.
Seriously.
And we didn't say it. Sir Isaac Newton did.
Yes. All we're saying, what we're quoting is
yes.
a guy that apple fell on his head.
1,000 years ago. And the law still stands till today.
True. Okay.
So the second law.
Would you do us the honors?
Yes. So the second law of motion by Sir Isaac Newton states that force equals to mass times acceleration. Break it down. Force equals to mass, the weight of the body, times acceleration, the speed in which, the body is moving. So that's the force at which it is moving.
That's the law.
Per time. That's the law itself. How does that apply?
So a simplified version. Give us a simplified version.
Okay, simplified version would be. Wow. I don't know what a simplified version is.
Okay, a simplified version would be the heavier an item is,
Okay.
the more
force
that it will need to be
require
moved.
to be moved.
Yes.
That's true. And also that would also mean that it would also not be as swift
Yeah.
as a lighter
Yes,
object.
as a lighter
A lighter
object.
object will move like with more acceleration
Yeah.
than a heavier
Think if
object.
you think of when you're entering a mall, right, and you get a trolley
Okay.
or a cart
Yeah.
from the stack, moving it is is a breeze. It's so easy. You can
Yeah.
just do this and it will go. But think of when you are now going to the cashier point,
Yeah.
right? Pushing it is going to take a bit because it's kind of filled with stuff and all your groceries.
Yeah.
So the heavier something is, the more time, the more force is
That you need
needed
to move it.
Again, you might be asking, in fact, I think you are.
You are asking, how does this apply to me? Let me give you one application. If you want to do great things in your lifetime, if you need to make a bigger step, if you need to do something bigger, you need a bigger driving force.
True.
If you are trying to get on the world stage, you need to be doing world class stuff behind the scenes.
And like we said, time. I have a lot to say. When I
You
don't,
need to be going at world class speed.
you know,
Do you
you know
understand?
exactly. It's not even. There's this thing. Our generation has a mis. I don't know. A misinterpretation for speed. So because younger people are getting money faster, money which is basically lubricant for life, makes things a lot easier.
Okay.
It's now like you that hasn't reached a certain extent to
Yeah.
this is running behind, you're not there yet, and you're missing out on life. I'm going to use the example that our coach or my coach used. She made a post recently and she was like, you cannot, your body is not one miracle
Wow, coach at the
machine.
gym, yeah.
Yeah, it's not one miracle machine that you can come in, you want to move your body in 4 weeks to fit into something. No, how much do you think your body can take? You cannot spend 2 months fixing the body you used 20 years to ruin.
Word.
No, you need to first of all heal internally, then start healing, and then that healing will start
Now
showing.
materializing outside.
Exactly.
That's so true.
True. So you can't expect, you have big dreams, you have big goals, big intentions. Good. The person that said this, I don't know who said this, but the person was on something. Good things take time. Worthy things take time.
Even you need to marinate your chicken.
True.
For it to be good.
For it to be nice. Every Nigerian knows this.
So
Please cook. When they say let him cook, it's not
It's
just
not
for rans, not for yabs.
you need to allow it to
Allow it to
cook.
cook. Let it simmer
Let
so
it
that the
simmer.
spices can enter.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that you should not reduce the kind of force or the kind of effort you're putting into it because it's going to take time. The exact
same force every day.
Every
because
hour.
we have all agreed that tiny droplets fill the bucket. So
True.
consistency every day.
Big effort
waking
every single
morning.
day.
Yes.
Not one day big effort, another day small effort. The best you can.
Yeah,
Because
do your
some days
best.
be not as much effort as the other days
On the other
because
days,
you don't
but
have energy.
Still give it your
But
best on those days.
as those days are, let it be that, this day was a bad day, but
But
the
give
most
you my
I could
best.
give
I did.
in this time,
I
I
did.
gave. So we have the next law.
The third
which is
law,
I
yeah.
think everybody, science, art, commercial,
Everybody knows this law at
knows
this
law.
point.
Everybody, can we say it together? 1, 2. For every action, there is an equal
but
and opposite reaction. Right.
For example, classic example, you fire a bullet from the barrel of a gun. There is something called a recoil, where because of the force of the bullet that was fired, you are thrown off balance just a bit if your stance is not so good. That's the opposite. And equal, so with the heavier artilleries, with the heavier guns, you see them gathering their stance because
Or lying down.
because that thing can throw you off. And how does it apply to real life? How does it apply to If you go around doing bad things to people, if you go around doing anything you like, because it's your life, you can do whatever you chose.
It's my life.
It's now or never. If you think you can go around, the day you will meet your match, your body will tell you.
So
Honestly.
there is a caveat to this law
Yeah.
in relation to human
Human
interactions
relation.
and relations, right? For every action is that the law says there's an equal and opposite
Opposite
reaction.
reaction.
So let me give you an instance. So the other day, I pinched Didi.
Why did she pinch me?
I don't know. There was a reason why I pinched her. I just can't remember it right now. Okay. I pinched Didi.
Not okay.
And I made my hair the day before I pinched her.
Okay.
And she yanked on my hair. Like, she just held 2 locks and pulled. You know how painful that is. Like, if you make your hair, you know how painful that is. And you're like, how does this explain it? Because you have not lived somebody's life, because you don't know what triggers them or what pains them or what makes them feel a certain type of way,
Yeah.
you do not define how they interpret different stimuli in which you give to them. So
Okay.
it could have been just a pinch for me, which I don't think is really painful. But for her, it could have been a very pain-inducing because it doesn't have a high pain threshold.
I don't have a pain
Didi
threshold.
can't handle pain. If pinch you can now,
Nah,
it's
cry.
over.
Nah,
Don't cry,
cry.
don't beg. So
Why did you sell me out like that? What if you thought I was a tougher one?
just so you know, she kind of is. She is the tougher one though.
Mentally, not
Mentally,
physically.
not physically. So what was I saying now?
You don't
Sorry,
get
a
to
bit have scatter me
measure
now. So you don't get to measure how people perceive what you did to them.
what you did to them.
So
You don't get
it's
to measure
equal.
their
though.
reaction.
Their reaction is equal.
It's equal to
And opposite.
them, yeah,
To
and
them.
opposite, yes.
And in the same vein, don't go dishing out the jollof rice that you cannot eat.
Don't go serving desserts where you
don't go
cannot
serving jollof rice you cannot eat. Think to yourself, when you say this thing, when you do this to somebody, if somebody should do the exact same thing to you, will you be
be
fine
able to
about it?
stomach it.
Will you go to the internet and drag them? Would
Because
you?
when you people go around saying things like, that's my person, that's how I am. If
You-
we
how
too
you are is
do
bad.
how you are, right
How
back
you
at you,
are
can
is
you
bad.
take it? But most
How
times,
you are is not good.
Most times when you give people just a sprinkle, a fraction of what they dish out, they cannot stomach it.
Yeah, they can't stand it. They can't take it.
They can't take it.
Exactly. So number one, don't take the things that you cannot stomach. And sometimes, like I said, you don't get to define how
The opposite
or the opposite
reaction
reaction is. So in that context, it is still equal because
It's how the person
how the
perceived
person
it.
perceived it.
You can slap somebody, they bring plank and knock your
And
head.
knock your teeth.
Knock your teeth. Your blood comes from your nose. Yes, now. Because you slap them, now they think that they perceive this as plank. You perceive it as slap. You not be saying, is it not common slap?
I
Is it
slap
not
them.
common slap?
Exactly.
We should
So
be calming down. Okay.
and this is something else I wanted to say. You don't have the right. See, another thing is when somebody does something, all of you should follow that person and people should beg the first person.
Yeah,
because you
when the
have
first
no
person
right
starts the problem,
to tell me how I'm going to respond
when the
to
second
that.
person now wants to respond to what the first person did to them,
Now be like, please,
passerby
though,
and start
madam,
begging.
please.
Madam, please.
Oga, please.
Oga, please. No verse, leave him.
They should have begged. They should have begged the other madam. They should beg the other Oga.
No,
Because
you saw this person
you know
move mad.
no,
You people didn't beg them.
I should
You
forgive.
didn't even beg them, tell them to apologize. Now somebody wants to retaliate. You people are begging.
Forgive and forget.
So the
all
second
right.
person now that wants to retaliate has turned to Ekwen Swam water now.
True.
What's that?
And that's not.
It's not nice.
It's not it.
Allow
guys.
people to take their vengeance, okay?
Vengeance is the Lord.
Let them take it.
May they not to stress.
May not to stress the Lord.
May they not to stress their Lord.
May they not stress
Right?
their Lord. May they just take their vengeance.
Honestly,
No,
because people
jokes apart.
go around. People
Jokes
go around
aside,
doing the
you-
most.
Yes, you can't.
Doing the most, and then for some reason, I think one of the type of people that do those things is nobody has ever retaliated to them being borderline abusive, annoying
I have
and
said it before.
opportunist.
That if they tried the first time you attempted this nonsense that you're doing, somebody slapped you. I'm talking about a slap that it rings in your ears. So for like less than 1 minute, you're trying to gain your balance because it's so woozy in your ears. You're trying to get your stamina. If they slapped you like that two times, pa, pa, left and right, this rubbish you're doing, you will not try, it again. You will not attempt this nonsense again. I promise you. You won't try it. So the best thing to do is maybe some people should just be clearing some people from their bad habits.
Honestly.
So that you'll be making the world a better place.
Yeah, a better place. You see,
Yes.
you see that thing that you tell them never do this, or you clear them, and then in their life, they will never ever do it to anybody else in their lives.
Yeah, valid.
So, yeah, that's basically, those are the 3 laws.
And maybe also if you're having a not so great life, that is your, your repercussion. Yeah.
I'm not saying.
I said it. I said it. Maybe if your life, for people that be like, oh, nobody turns up for me, nobody shows up for me, nobody's there for me in some way. Were you there for people?
Yes, true.
Were you?
When the Bible said, do unto others as you have them do unto you, they were not saying, oh, be kind or be normal. Being kind should be like breathing. You should be
a kind person.
Yes.
It's called being humane.
Yes.
Like, it's part
it's
of
basically being civil.
Yeah.
There is no, if I feel that being a bad person is going out of your way.
To be a bad person.
Yes,
right?
because it is so easy. I know when people
person.
say it costs $0 to be kind, also it actually costs a bit more to be mean. So now,
it does.
An old woman, you're walking on the road, an old woman's orange falls on the floor. Like maybe she came from the market and her bag falls on the floor.
Yeah.
You will now cross over the orange to continue walking.
When
you could have just picked the orange and cleared your path.
Like,
think about it.
Think about it. Your
Honestly, it's actually like it's going out of your way. Somebody asks you, please, where is the road to Susan? So you can go, oh, I don't know. You can ask people in this shop, oh, I don't live here.
Yeah.
Or you could go, it's down here, bend your, how you do Nigerian, you do your Nigerian navigation.
You turn like this,
right?
you bend like this. Then when you turn like this, you reach that junction, you go left. When you go down, you go right.
You now do a U-turn
now go
and start
down
coming back. You could have just done your basic Nigerian directions, but you're like, why are you asking me? You're raising your voice, you're increasing your blood pressure, bro, sis, just calm down. Honestly, please.
So try to churn out. This sounds very cliche, but try to churn out good energy into the world.
If somebody
churn out goodness into the world,
yeah,
and it would come back.
If somebody's nice to you, be nice to them back. Somebody smells at you, smell
at them. All of you do too much in public.
Honestly.
Some of you do too much in public. I'm not saying going around shining your teeth like somebody on the cabin biscuit wrap, but like, just be a nicer person.
Oh my God, I remember this thing. So I was job hunting a while back. And I was out since like 7 a.m. and this was like 12. This one was hot. I was wearing a wig. It was irritable. Everything was so annoying. And I had just crossed the street and then there was a bus waiting. I saw this woman and her son. They were so cute. They were talking together. This one is like old, maybe like 20 or 19. And they were talking together. And then the bus...
19 is old, but okay, continue.
I not say that. So there was a bus passing and then she ignored the first bus, ignored the second. Then the second bus now came. And then she only told the bus to go. And then the boss was like, how many are you people? She said 3.
Well, she put you...
Like, she counted me. And then she was like, my daughter, enter inside. And then she sat at the edge of the...
Yeah.
I was... So after a horrible day of constant back-to-back rejections, that was like... I was so happy till I got home. I actually still got rejected like 2 times that day. Yeah. But I was... 2 more times rather that day. That just was a bright moment in the day.
So just go around being
honestly,
a
just be. It's easy as breathing, guys. If you really look at it.
Yeah. Okay, guys. We are going to read a few decisions and decisions. And then we're going to run right back out. Decisions in Decision. This is a segment where you send us your stories, you send us your thoughts, your worries, your questions, and then we tell you. We don't tell you. We help you
Yeah,
to
make
decide or not to decide.
So decisions in
Indecisions.
decisions.
Okay?
Okay.
So I'm reading this first one that has been sent to our mail, and you can also send it to our mail at e103pod@gmail.com. This first one goes, what will you do? What will you do if you found out that your uncle's wife,
So your aunt. So the person's aunt,
your
rather.
aunt-in-law,
Aunt in Nigeria, that doesn't
that's
count.
your
But
auntie,
like, okay.
okay, oh, carries sugar boys around,
Okay.
and your boyfriend happens to be one of them?
What will you do? I don't know.
God no go green, maybe me, oh.
But
What?
since it actually is somebody's predicament, I'm sorry for saying that actually, but um first of all, don't piss cheating ass.
Why do you want to be with a sugar boy? Do you understand? It's really that simple.
If you it
Or
can,
maybe you want
it
to
can
be.
actually rock people's boats too. People want
I
to
think the
be
person is
together.
bothered by it.
And you should break up with the
And I
person.
don't also think it's in the person's place to go and tell the uncle. I don't think it's in the person's place.
But see, it will end everything. You get your perfect revenge, and the auntie also meets her.
How Waterloo?
Yes, so I'm not saying anything, but you get.
It's not your. I think that's when I mistake. I think
It's not my seko.
okay, it's when I not take. I think it's not your place to tell your uncle. I also think you should leave the guy alone.
Yes, definitely the second
Definitely
part.
just trust it to
The
guy.
second part I agree with.
Yeah, there's another one here, but that's some dicey thing. That's
That's
really
really
that's. I'm sorry I have to go through that. I'm sorry.
sorry.
Okay, so another one. So what would you? So this what will you? What will you?
It's probably safe.
Me will not. Oh, it cannot do me. So what will you do if you found out that your family members are not yours? What does that mean? You were swapped from birth because your birth mom wanted a baby boy. Hey. We are not laughing. A baby
Sorry for
boy to
laugh.
secure her position in the family.
Okay.
So how this happened was that the nurse that did the entire swapping came to look for your mom, which was weird. You were there and you saw a weird looking lady and a skinny girl alongside her. It's kind of weird after 20 years that it was easy to track us. That's obviously the family. Well, it wouldn't have been if the nurse didn't see my mom at the hospital living with my kid sister who got discharged that day. It's probably by the actual biological sister. Well, according to my mom, she said that they had relocated to another city entirely, and she did not know that the nurse got a higher position
And
and
then
was
moved to the
transferred to the hospital in their current city. And she recognized my mom at first glance because of the scar that was on the left side of her cheek due to an accident that happened when she was younger.
This is
This is some Hollywood, Nollywood
yeah
vibe.
type
But
level.
Nollywood and Hollywood are kind of based off of real life.
Yeah, true.
Even your imagination is based off
There's
of
actually
real life.
like a is it food for thought thingy where people are like is fiction based on reality or reality based on fiction. So it's like back
In
and
some
forth.
way, yeah. Okay. The mark left on her cheek due to some accident that happened when she was younger. So obviously the mom always had that mark. And the nurse knew it. Well, she's now a pastor. That's the nurse.
Oh.
Is now a pastor. And she cannot live with she cannot live with her conscience after what happened 20 years ago. And according to her, the girl has sickle cell and they had been in and out of the hospital. So she had to keep tabs on the poor woman who was suffering with someone else's child. Well, you know how the story goes. My dad shot out for a divorce, and I'm on the verge of being sent back to my original family. 20 years.
I honestly want to give you a very big hug
That's
because
a lot.
nobody should go through that. Like nobody should go through that at all for any reason.
This is one of those almost situations. Almost like
So
you don't even have a say.
one thing I'm going to tell you is, you know when people say money stops nonsense, right? And they mean it, they want mean that they want to oppress people and
Yeah.
stuff. It's more like, in this case, money does stop you from not making the decision that you don't want to make. So
This
if
person is 20.
20 is small though.
Yes, how
So
much?
if you can get a job or something that could give you money on the side, you
Work
you
hard.
you do
Find a
that,
way.
and then you
I'm
don't.
sorry that life came at you this
Yes,
hard.
this
Because
hard.
life does come hard on people. We just don't know and we can't tell how hard it comes. I'm sorry it came at you this hard. I'm sorry adults are being very interesting. And we're
Yes,
in the middle of this
and you're in the
rubbish.
crossfire.
But maybe you should maybe negotiate with them. Even though they look you don't owe him anything. Maybe talk to the mom, that switched. That
Or
she
talk to the
should.
father.
The father is done. He's done. Maybe speak to the mom that switched. She probably has like a connection. Like, can she help you for soft landing? But that was such a mean thing to do.
Honestly.
And why is the nurse, her repentance really like, that restitution is loud. I don't even know what to say. Because now to be like, I know her repentance has to be complete, but
That was
disruption
a
is
lot.
a lot. It's a lot. Well, I'm sorry you're in the middle of all of this, and I'm just going to say to you that you should try to work hard, get something that makes you money,
Yes, so that you
and
can.
also try to negotiate with your former family, not to do anything, just for the sake of 20 years. Can they just give you a soft landing? Their box, maybe put you in an employable place, say a good word. They don't owe you anything, but you could tell them that please, you would love it if they could say, put in a good word for you in an organization, you would literally work your way up. That's
Honestly.
fine. So you don't go to nothing.
True.
And try to love your birth mom. Find a way. Or at least be civil with her.
Yeah.
She didn't even know. She
She
wasn't
didn't
in
know,
all this madness.
actually.
So you don't live in resentment and pain.
It's not her fault that
That our
life
kid was swapped.
and that life does have that kind of hand.
And
So, yeah, don't live in resentment towards her.
cry quickly, hurt quickly, and
Honestly,
just
you
move
are
on.
allowed your grief. One thing
Yeah,
you should know is you're allowed
you're
your
allowed your
grief,
grief, but
whatever way it is. But please don't let it consume you
continue,
and
just move
destroy
on from
you.
it.
But
Because any which
please,
ways, you're going to be thrown out of this other house. So you're going to have to go to this other house. So you don't live in resentment in the second home. Just pick yourself up.
please,
Okay?
yeah,
I believe in you.
believe me, you
It's
got
Q&A
this.
time.
Yeah, Q&A. So we are going to have an extra session. It's not extra per se, but
Piece
just
this together.
it's new. So we're going to have a Q&A session where we're going to be answering questions.
Yes.
That is what a Q&A session is. I know I should not have explained this, but okay.
Okay.
Hi, girls.
Hi.
Hi, listeners.
The-
Viewers.
Elementals and elements.
Sticking with elementals because I don't know what the heck is elementals.
Our manager is leaving.
Um, so I haven't the straight from the DM segment, and this is it could be anything random. It could be a question. It could be a chaotic commentary. But we're going to have to scrutinize the chaoticness. I know it's not a word, but the chaoticness of the
Could have just
question
said chaos.
before allegedly. You don't want it to come for us here. But
Or allegedly.
let's get into the actual.
So I found a chaotic question, guys.
What do you think about dating someone who earns way less than you? We're not asking. This is not a dilemma. Someone is asking you, like, what would you do if would you date someone who earns less than you? You, both of you, and why? Laughs in weekends.
Because that's the dicey question. I don't think I want to answer that one here. Can I say it depends? Is that a safe answer? It depends.
And you must not.
But if I have to choose, no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. It's just
But actually, but situations happen, and you find yourself in certain situations. But if I have a say in it, because life actually does happen. If I have a say in it, no,
I wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
Come on, let me see what's
I
the time.
wouldn't. But not saying that. I don't know.
Why are you giving disclaimer? You would not. Move on with it.
Yes.
Take a decision. You're an adult of childbearing age.
Yes,
Yes, we wouldn't. We wouldn't.
I wouldn't.
We would not.
Next question is: what's something about you that you'd like people to know more? Something about you that people do not know, and you'd like them to know this more about you.
Oh, okay. That I want to become a professor. So I want to like academic. There's no professor of something else. There's no academic. Yes, I want to be a professor. I don't know if I want people to know that more because they now look at it like, oh, it's giving geek, it's giving that's the thing. But I want to be a professor.
And what's something people don't know about you, but you like them to know that side of you more?
You don't. I don't. They don't know about me, yes, but would I like them to know it about me? That is the question. That I am not. I'm not easily manipulated,
And
and
people think you are.
yes, and
People think you're
at this point, please think that you can manipulate me. Please think that you can step on my head because I would love
You
For you to
accept it.
underestimate
Try,
me.
please underestimate me.
Yeah.
Yes, so like I said, I'm not exactly would I like them to know? No. But yeah,
Now you know.
try the devil,
Personally, I
don't
think
try
that
me.
underestimating people is such. I think it's a beautiful thing. Like I want to shock you. I live for shocking people. So underestimate me like mad. Then allow me to play my Hollywood for you and keep you entertained. Okay, this is the fun question. What's one song that instantly puts you in the mood? That one song you're like, oh, this is my jam, making my
This is going to
day.
be very funny because maybe you said.
Ayi
put
nonaya,
you in the mood.
ayi no kesi
No,
nonaya.
not that. Maybe you said put you in the mood. The song Kitna. You put me in the mood. And I know you want to. And I carry shoulder down for you, Joe. I be big back. I know it. Yes. Not a song that puts me very in the mood, but like I really do like that song. I will dance in the comes on.
I have a complicated relationship with music. So it depends on whatever I'm going through at that moment. So right now, for me at this point, and it's not even like bop dance, it's more like right now, it's Luther by Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Kendrick Lamar is
Like, and I don't even listen to Kendrick Lamar. I don't know the song. The song just,
a banger.
yeah, it just does something to me.
Next question. Are you guys ready?
Yes, we are. Why you say
Okay. If you could swap lives with anyone for 24 hours, who would it be? 24 hours. You love your life, we all know that.
Yeah, we get
Yeah,
it.
but if you could swap,
I make it a point not to be invested in the day-to-days of people's lives. So, and then for some reason, I'm very rational and very logical. So, since I do not know the day-to-days running on people's lives, I don't think there's
from the outside,
from the outside.
you don't need to know the day to day. Like it's just the way that, oh, For instance, Shafi Bello.
Oh, okay.
I admire her. I don't need to know her day-to-day life, but I know she's an actor.
And does a plethora of
Immersing
other
her
things.
myself as in her shoes as an actor, knowing like getting to experience, feel, network, meet people that she's met, worked
Ah,
with,
okay.
24 hours.
Okay. This don't know if that's her.
Oh,
I don't know the rest of her name.
Yola.
I don't even know how that word. I don't know why I said
Well,
that.
you just like her.
I like her vibe.
Mm,
She's really pretty. And I don't know. I just like her vibe and she's pretty very.
mm.
So that just came to mind. Like the way she talks, so it's cute. Nobody.
It's more like there are so many people.
Who's just pick one. She mentioned the random
I
names.
don't even know their names at this point.
Like, your Instagram is so littered
Yeah,
with like
but
really cute
okay,
people.
off the top of my head, Alma.
The Alma lady.
Yeah.
Yeah. that
Yes,
travel.
I want to. It's not even the enjoy her winning. It's more like I want to experience the experiences that
She has
she has
traveled a
experienced
lot.
traveling. So yeah, I would want to travel like that. Yeah.
Alright. This is a reflective question. So strap yourself and get ready.
Okay. I'm quite introspective though, so it won't catch me unaware.
I don't mean it that way, but then
I didn't even have a way.
why did you now repeat the
Like,
question?
why is it so severe?
It seems like
What
it's
do you
gonna be a roller
It's going to be a
coaster.
roller coaster. Like,
Yeah.
what do you think of? Ew, disgusting.
Producer,
Ew, disgusting.
why are you
The
laughing?
production team is horrible, guys.
Wow.
Wow.
How do you define success now and versus 5 years ago?
5 years is when 2020. Oh,
2020?
it was a
Don't worry.
ah.
Yes, that's our best year lived. So don't worry, we have the answer. In 2020, trying to get out of it. Honestly, that was it. I got this. Let's just survive this pandemic. Let's not die. Let this not go on forever. Let this not be the apocalypse and the end of the world. I think that's all that matters in 2020.
I wanted the world to end in 2020.
You did?
Yes, I thought it was
Did you
going
guys
to
get the
end.
question?
Yeah, we
Yes.
did.
What was the question?
The question
What was
was
success?
success.
How do you define success?
Success compared
Yes,
to
but
how
starting with 5 years
2020.
ago.
Yes.
5 years ago, the only successful thing was surviving the pandemic.
Yes.
For us, or for me, let me speak for myself. For me, I just was like, God, please, let's make it to the end of this madness. That was all. When we make it to the end of the madness, then we can now make money, and all of that, build house, fall in love. But what's success now? Success now is conquer the world and put it under your feet. The world is for your taking. You can do so much more. That's what success is now for me. It's not the little things anymore. I've lived in the little things. I've lived in the small moments. No. I want the big moments, the flashing light moments. That's success for me now.
And what's success for you now?
2020 was horrible. At 2020,
What was success for me?
success was getting through a day without crying. And some days I was a failure. Many days I was a failure. So yeah, and it wasn't because of the pandemic. The pandemic
was
never
generally
touched
a
me.
sad year
It was actually
too.
a very painful year.
Yeah.
It was.
For us.
It was. Yeah. It was an annoying year.
Leave that
Personally,
Yeah.
like even for us, and then personally as a person, as a singular entity, it was a year. But now I see success as every morning I wake up and I can do the things that I want to do. And I have the things that I want to have or need to have. And the things that I need to have and I don't have yet, I have the abilities to get them. Success also means doing something that I love. Like, I love talking.
And
And
started a podcast.
yes, I started a podcast with my sister, my favorite person in the world. And this is success to me. Doing something I'm passionate about because I personally don't like the narrative of the world saying like, oh, if you want to make it, you don't have to do something you're passionate about. And because sometimes what you're passionate about is not like
What's going to be
it's not selling in
popular?
the market, right? So yeah, success is doing what I love every day. And I'm doing it. I like it. And I'm not crying anymore, guys.
Yay!
Win
Chop,
is a
chop, chop,
win.
chop, chop. Let's clap of your baby. Chop, 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 chop.
It says come on the baby.
I don't know why that came up. But, okay, so next is, this is like a dilemma. I want to start my own podcast, but I'm scared nobody will listen.
We're also scared
We're also
nobody,
scared nobody
nobody
listen.
listen.
Okay.
And I like,
But
and you're
we'll fire
like,
up on it.
and you're probably thinking, okay, so there's something that Salem King, and I feel he doesn't know it, but that
Salem.
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 Salem is going to come for you in this
come for you.
podcast.
Say
Like,
Salem.
He is a faraway mentor. I think there's actually a term for that. He doesn't know me, but he encourages me every day. Every time I see his post, I always light up. And he was like, "You're scared of posting. Why? Because you're scared that you only get 100 posts. So you're scared of getting 100 likes, or 100 listens, or 100
Yeah.
follows. But you're scared of getting 100, but you're fine with zero.
0. It's been in your drafts forever
See.
and ever.
Never and ever, amen.
Just start is a good advice, but it's also a rubbish advice because just starting. But then again, when you start breaking inertia, when you apply pressure, apply force, and start being in correct motion, you will now know. We now know to speak better. We know how to position our mics better. We know how to sit and
Our first
tilt
recording wasn't
to
this good,
to project and to do this and to do that. I know what to say. I know what not to say. At least even if you do not know now, you would get to know.
Along the
Don't
journey.
be scared.
Just learn.
Okay, so
And
you've
just start.
been scared all your life. What has fear ever gotten you?
Just
If you can give me a certificate or a stack of cash, don't worry, we'll go back to fearing. But fear never did anything good for anybody.
so just start. the
Just start.
podcast, okay?
Start the podcast, guys, please.
Thank you. People have YouTube channels on how to boil water and how
True.
many million views.
People are sharing their adultery journeys, guys.
I was telling them this year that,
Should buy audacity.
like mad.
She has said this thing so many times.
See, audacity.
You
like
are who you think you are.
mad.
Oh.
People are doing according to Didi, she always said the darndest things on the internet. People who do not even have high value or high knowledge about a topic or a niche or whatever, like you do. And you're my sister
My brother.
or my brother, whoever
Brother.
it is, please just start your podcast. And if nobody listens, that's okay. And it's
fine.
impossible that nobody will actually
Even one
listen.
person.
It's impossible.
Exactly.
And then create for you. Because Salem will always say, if you are creating for people, he always says something very key. He says that when he started growing his Instagram page or his social media generally, that he was always looking at the number of content he was putting out over the number of people following him. Because for him, it was proof that he was sharing value time and time again. So he wasn't necessarily moved by 1,000 followers.
Yeah.
He would be excited when, like, oh my God, I just got 400 posts. Like, oh my God. Do you know what it means to be consistently putting out content 400 times?
Yes.
So, like, at the end of the day, know that you're putting out value. And 5 years from now, 10 years from now, it's going to be valuable to somebody. It may not be
True.
now.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're also
Exactly.
building a legacy for yourself. Yeah. Stop print.
Yes.
Okay. Can I still call a friend? Can I still call her a friend if she never, ever shows up for me? Never, ever shows up.
Okay, so I'm going to answer this question with. In the English language, we have ways to express different relationships: acquaintances, friends, associates, colleagues, passerbys, neighbors, people that live on my street, people I say hi to. Not every
People I'm civil with.
people I'm civil with, church members, service unit members. Everybody,
Cooperative society
members,
Follower on the
internet,
Fan.
Fan.
community member.
Everybody's your
Not everybody is your friend. Now you see the people that are going to answer the name friend, you pick and you choose. And best
make
believe
sure.
that the screening tests for those people that get entered into that category is strong, rigorous, and intensive. Because people will be wilding out here.
Friendship don't show people shake.
She's not your friend if she has never showed up
Friendship
for
that
you.
you thought was friendship. But in the real sense, it was never friendship actually. It was just
If someone
convenience.
never shows up for you, maybe they are just an acquaintance. Maybe people are just, you're chill. You thought you were friends. The person doesn't think you're friends. Or it's not in the capacity of this person to show up
Yeah.
for anybody in their lives.
True.
And if you cannot live with that, maybe demote the person.
Demote
To
the person,
colleague,
and if
to
you
church
cannot,
member,
if you cannot
to
leave,
community member,
you cannot live with the
follower on
person.
Instagram.
Exactly, and you cannot live with the person not being there for you. You, like the internet people say, I will not say it. You leave that relationship. Simple. You leave it at hi. How are you doing? Being civil with the human being. You can't call person your friend, please. Honestly.
Last, but not least. Do you ever run out of things to say on your podcast?
That's a real human concern. Everybody has that this. Or some people, maybe some people don't. But sometimes you know what to say in your head, and all the words in your vocabulary cannot convey the depth of what you want to say per time. And sometimes you have brain fog. Sometimes your grammar is twitching.
Or you're
Your
tired.
Afro accent tries to
Or
Irene's
come to life.
Or your
You're tired.
native accent just tries to push. And maybe you're trying to hide it in your
Yes,
defense.
in summary, yes. Sometimes we do run out of things to say, but with deep research and rehearsals and coming up with a script of what you want to say, not a script specific, but like a guideline of what you want to say, you shouldn't run out.
I kind of don't run out of things to say because I always ramble. Yeah, I ramble a lot when I'm nervous, when I'm excited, when I'm even frustrated. I kind of ramble on because I don't know. My brain is very connective, so it connects to get dots to another thing, and I
Concept,
just keep,
continue,
I just keep
going,
pouring. So I can't. I never used to like talking before, but I talk a lot now.
I think I have one more question that I like to wrap up with.
Okay.
And it's what's the most surprising thing this podcast has taught you? Or what's one thing starting this podcast has taught you in the space of time that you have started it?
The most interesting thing is that I have two self.
Okay.
Number one, as I said earlier, anybody that does content creation, YouTube, filming, production, all of those things full time.
Even part time.
Even
Because how do you do this
part-time.
part time?
Hey,
How do you do this part time?
Kudos to all of you.
They go to 9 to
Welcome.
5, come back,
9 to
shoot
5, come
video,
back, shoot
edit.
video.
No, they will first brainstorm more
Yes,
and now put it
Create
together.
content calendar.
wear the clothes, change, do the makeup.
And when they
do
now
the hair.
post, they have to now engage. Make sure they push out
They
content
push out
so that
content.
people can. And then you as their friend, you put up content, and you cannot even. You
See,
cannot even become.
From this recording on, in fact, from the first recording, I was too. Instagram, I go drop comment. Instead, let's be fire emoji. Because you can't work for you to see that video. You don't know what these people are doing. Kudos to you guys. I don't recommend. Like that person has said, start your podcast, but you will suffer small. Because honestly,
Good things take time.
Yeah, second thing is, production is expensive, please. Please, I'm sorry, guys. Equipment is expensive.
Proceed to close part.
Close iPad because production is expensive. Yeah? To rent, to buy. How much is light? 800K. To see what? My future. To blink at the back. It's not the main light. May feel light. Hey. 800,000 naira. Poverty will die. My point is just that it's expensive. And people are consistent. Podcasts are running for years. Movies, that one a million now, are running. Please, people should be liking people's things. Please be commenting. Please be telling them well done. In fact, right now, when you pay for the first 2 episodes of your podcast to be recorded, you appreciate, like if you see producer, just be greeting them well done. He's like doing a great job. Well done, no. Honestly, that's my realization. What's yours?
So, like you said, content. I've always had a strong admiration for people that produce pieces of entertainment, like movies. I've always wanted to be on a set, either as an actor or as part of the production team. So I kind of know the work that has been going into it. Until tomorrow, I owe those guys. Those guys always wear black and black and stay under the code, holding mic. You guys are the real MVPs. Like, then the content creator people, there is a girl that works 9 to 5. And she's a full-time, she's not a full-time content, she's a content creator. Like,
And
the 9 to 5, the 9 to 5 actually her side business. Content creation is her main business. So she goes into work like some days. So she says she wants to use the analytical part of her brain. And I say you can use the two in content creation. Because you think, you create. It's a lot. You guys, see, they say
not
do
more respect.
more respect. Like, I already had respect, but like,
I didn't have.
Your
Because
other-
everybody was a content creator. I thought it was all common.
me, I always had. So you always
So
had.
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Forgive me.
Double.
I never came to say I don't respect, but now I respect.
So I always knew. And what's the question? Is it what I've
What has
learned?
been a realization?
A realization is, it's not like a realization, more like a reassurance of the fact that I am able to do anything. Like, if I want to bring down the moon right now, I could do it if I wanted to.
Please don't. So, well, all of us going to go to, because we are feeling like Superman now. You can just stretch your hand. Please, I want to marry and have kids at least for the next 40 to 50 years. When my Lord calls me,
won't be there.
let the moon be there first. Find
It's
something
always,
else.
for me, it's
Just
always
like, sorry, just like people that are saying,
movie where the guy moved the moon to impress his girlfriend and then he was flooding China. But apparently the movement of the moon
affects
waters.
flooding, yeah.
that's why I will always tell anybody I see. I say, oh, I'm going to give the world to you. Oh, I'm going to give
Where
you
would
the
the
world.
rest of you live? Oh?
Exactly.
Where are we going to live,
Stop
guys?
cute, please.
So
Oh, it's okay.
I write scripts at work. I don't want my boss. Let my boss not say this. So I write scripts at work, and when I come up with an idea and I research about it and I write it and I actually read it and it's fire, and somebody else reads it and it's fire, it gives me so much joy. It's like
That's
reaffirm.
like a newfound.
I always thought that my writing was bad. Yes,
Doing
so
the
this
podcast too has reaffirmed.
yeah, to reaffirm that my writing is bad,
That's good.
and it makes me want to. So I write like 5 scripts in a week, or maybe 3 or 2 if it's really busy at work, because I write at work. But yeah,
You say you write at work. But yeah, that's a good thing.
it reaffirms my creative spirit. So yeah.
Any other thing? Okay.
We're done. We're done with this
We're done with
segment.
this segment.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Elementals.
Ooh, she said elementals.
Finally.
She's a grade.
Okay, guys. I'm out. Catch y'all.
So
Thank you very much.
Thank
for
you
being
very
with
much
us in class
for doing
today.
this episode. Yeah.
In the words of Sir Isaac Newton, stay in motion, stay jigging.
Yeah, keep
Stay
rolling,
fine.
guys.
Keep rolling, guys.
Bye. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Have a week as pretty or as handsome as you are. And boy, girl, you damn fine. Bye.